And we are back. We have special guests onto this episode, which makes this a special episode. We have a returning guest, which is Renny, and we also have R&B singer Melkior right here promoting their new song, W.M.Y.F.G.
You know the vibes.
What does that stand for again?
Want to make you feel good.
Want to make you feel good.
Is it abbreviated or is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Want to make you feel good.
Yeah.
So when you want to make someone feel good, you say W.M.Y.F.G.
That's exactly that's what you're gonna text them. It's like, what time is it? 2 a.m. W.M.Y.F.G.
It'd be a cool
Question
thing.
mark?
It'll be a cool thing to have on your wrist. And look, it's like, oh, I want to feel good.
It'd be like, hey baby, what do you want to do? W.M.Y.F.G.
Now I know my ABCs. So how you guys been, man?
Yeah, good, man. Rocking this new release. It's been really well.
It's going
First
crazy,
week,
man. Like Rennie's been promoting how much streams it's getting.
Yeah.
And it's getting a lot of attention. And it's one of those songs that you can listen to over and over again.
Yeah, I think so.
And it gives those old school R&B vibes. I could picture you guys just dancing in the rain and just by the fire. Good timing as well.
Yeah.
Because like it's the winter season and we need that type of music, man.
If anyone wants to do a TikTok in the rain, like a choreo, just please do it, man. Because we need some we need something.
The
to go
iPhones
viral
are like
from this,
pretty much
man.
water resistant, so they have no excuse.
That's
man.
it. Yeah. And look, I don't know if I want to be personally. I don't want to be in the rain when it's like winter. So someone else, please, if you could, just jump on.
Dude.
Hey, Rennie's winter, right? The season.
Yeah, we're the season of winter.
I am the season of
Out
winter.
of the
So
season, you are winter.
you guys,
That was the season.
I'm keeping you warm.
You're keeping me warm.
I was waiting for this moment, man.
Check back to that episode.
Check back.
with Renny.
a good heat check, if you know what I mean.
That's it, baby.
And so, but like you gotta dance in the rain with one of these songs, man. When Usher sung "You Got It Bad," was he like, I gotta check the temperature out there to make sure that this rain
These ones
will
Yeah, I can.
For context, he was
he had
licking his finger and sticking it in there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's all the listeners out there.
It's all the
He goes,
check the wind speed, the resistance, precipitation percentage.
Yeah.
So how do you guys know? How do you guys created this song? Like, did you guys knew each other before the song, or how did this come about?
Well, the idea, I got the idea. So I met Rennie beforehand. Where did we meet? Vampa. Wow.
Let's take it a step back.
One
time.
Sure.
Let's have the audience get to know each of you guys. So
yeah,
our listeners may be familiar with Renny,
Big Rennie,
aka Renny Synth,
aka Tall Asian,
aka the Winter Warmer.
What was it? I can't remember the other names. There's so many AKAs, but people may not be familiar with you. Our listeners may not be familiar with you.
That's
Melkior.
easy, bro.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Whoa, yo, what's up? I'm Melkior.
He's already suggesting the audience.
Come from Italy. Yeah, I was born in Italy, man. So, and then we migrated here, and I live in the hills, Kellyville.
Nice.
Shout out to all the boys in Kellyville.
Wherever
we're going.
Italy, bro.
Melly from Kelly,
Sicily.
Nice.
Yeah, bro, mafioso. So yeah,
My man.
That's it, bro. Yeah, R&B is my thing, man. I like to take that old school feel and try and bring that new school perspective to it. I definitely want to get you in your feels when you listen to some of my tracks. I want you to feel desired, loved, happy, sexy, whatever you're in
all
that
the
mood
emotions.
for. All the emotions, man. I want you to get into that stuff. So,
how long have you been doing
that's
this
a bit
for?
about me.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot.
3 years now, bro.
3 years.
Yeah. So late bloomer. But we're here. I jumped in that deep end and we're here. So we started up.
Nice.
Yeah.
This guy's a smooth talker. I was like, I don't know if it's just a turtleneck, but it's awesome.
Have you heard the song?
I've heard the song, bro.
That's it, bro.
I
That's all I have
heard
to
the
say.
song. It's so good.
That's all I have to
man.
say. Man.
He's on brand. He's definitely on brand.
On brand. How about you, Renny? To the people who are listening to you for the first time on this podcast, what describe yourself? Give your elevator pitch to the chicos and chicas of the Chicos Cartel.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Oh my god.
What's up? Yo, my name is Renny. Look, I've gone through a whole bunch of different aliases, but this is who I am now. If you guys have been following, that's great. Thank you so much for all this love. Right now, we're starting fresh with this track. Want to make you feel good, Melkior and I just pretty much establishing this new persona, and this is it.
The
This is it.
freshness.
I've sort of found my standing in this whole creative community. I'm just sort of calling myself a creative in general because I like to dabble in all sorts of different media. At heart, I am an artist. I'm a musician, songwriter, producer, and look, my whole sort of influence and energy comes from 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Love it.
Man, like this is what you get for having a sister who's 10 years older than you. So you really, you know, I got like a really nice sort of you know, look into a whole different, you know, a couple of eras of music, and I'm really blessed that happened. And you know, I'm trying to sort of bring all that together, remind people that, you know, we can still make hits using a lot of influences from back in the day, and just reminding people that even today, man, we're still, you know, interpolate songs from back in the day. We still
100%.
you know, make beats that sound very similar. We take a bunch of lines from back in the day and still use those today, man. Like Bell Biv DeVoe saying the word dope, we're still using dope today.
Yeah.
You know, that's the type of shit that I'm on. I really want to make sure that, you know, we're still connected to that time and really remind people that there's more than just, you know, mainstream sort of hip hop, R&B, pop. I want to explore the whole spectrum and show, you know, all the listeners that's what it's about. You know, you got to really take it back.
Nice.
You know, really bring it in, and I guess, yeah, just trying to be a creative in that aspect too, and sort of portray that through, you know, any sort of media I can. So yes, I'm gonna hit you guys up for a music video.
Hey.
Mark my words, boys.
I did
Mark
that.
my
That
words.
was my, like, you know, strategic mind. Like, while they're waiting in there, I'm gonna pitch this music video
I like
and,
that. Yo,
and
you
make sure that they're dancing in the
trying to
rain.
make me feel good? Or
Yeah.
just-
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
wanna
make you feel good, so you can make
I
other
mean,
people feel good.
We're trying
you
to
know?
feel good. Everyone's just trying to feel good, right? But just off the back of what Rennie said, yeah, that old school era, those three generations is really what changed music for what it is today, right? So we got all the best. I think the best came out from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s was when we really picked that up. Like 87 onwards was when stuff started to change in hip hop, R&B, and we sort of got that perspective in Want to Make You Feel Good. I think we brought that from all the way from the 80s forward, which is good.
I think yeah, you guys have already touched on that, but this track that you've just released that encompasses those, or as much of that, as much of those eras as you guys could. And tell us how, like, and I interrupted you because I wanted you guys to introduce yourselves, but tell us how this song came about. Like, how did you guys meet? How did that process come about? How did you come up with that concept of this song?
Rennie Swipe White on Tinder.
Hey.
Actually, that was Vampire. There's like a music app that artists can connect to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was weird because we sort of connected on that. We're like, hey, bro, I like your tracks. Let's do a track. Let's do a vibe, blah, blah, blah. And nothing really came about for, I don't know, maybe a year.
Probably
or
like
something.
probably like 2 years, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, there was this guy that works with me at my full-time job. Got to pay the bills and stuff, you know. And they linked up and did a track together. I'm like, oh, who's this bloke? Rennie Synth. I'm like, I know that name, man. I know that name. And I seen his face. I'm like, I know that guy. We just connected off Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you're doing a track with Cass. I'm like, yeah. Oh, we did. We should do something.
Yeah, that was it.
Legit. And then I got in the studio with the producer that did that track, Chunky Love. Shout out to the boy Chunky.
Hey.
And we put this vibe together. And then I sent him like a little hook. I'm like, what do you think of this? And straight away just vibe with that, and then we fixed that up the way it came out today. It took a while, but we wanted to get it really perfect for that vibe. So yeah,
Nice.
I love it. So, like, who approached the other person to create this song idea? Whose idea was it?
that was mine.
And
Can I just like, so with Vampire, legit, is that just Tinder for musicians?
Yes, definitely. No, it's musicians and pretty much any sort of.
It's any creative thing.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
need photographers, if you need videographers, a director, someone that needs a guitarist, someone that wants, I'm like, hey, I'm a singer, I'm looking for a band. and then you can just like hit people up.
Ralph's looking at it right now. He's
I
just
know.
like,
I was just having a little research
trying to swipe right.
because I might go in there and then that's the way I could
Wait, that's the
promote
wrong
my
app, though.
videos. Is there? So this is all
starts with a
musicians.
G or something.
Is it all musicians, or can like other creatives be involved in this?
All sorts of
yeah,
creatives, man.
Okay, I'll
All
check it
sorts. Yeah.
This is not a sponsored.
No.
Actually,
promotion.
wait, but
I'm saying
haven't-
sponsored. Want to make you feel good? It's out now.
Hey,
haven't-
all
All
in
platforms.
all your DSPs.
we haven't used Vamper in a long time though,
No,
so
no,
I
since
don't
then.
know if it's still going or not.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
find out soon.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have
let
a
us
clue.
know
All right,
on your
let us
next
know.
segment.
On the next segment. So, like, did you guys record it in the same room, or wrote
Wait,
it in the
wait,
same
wait,
room, or what was this process
Does it
like?
sound like we did?
No, it didn't. It sounded like you guys vibed with it.
Damn, you're ready.
Yeah, you're right. You're
So-
right.
Yeah.
We were in different
Same.
same country,
Same country.
same city. But, yeah, no, Melkior went over to Chunky Love Studios and he did it over there. Basically did most of the programming and engineering there, eh? So
Yeah.
everything was done there for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And for me, I did it all at my house. Try to engineer as much as I could just to sort of polish it up before I sent it off. And this is what we ended up with.
Nice.
And
That's
like,
sick, man.
man,
That's
Chunky
dope.
is like a musician through and through. He's like Houdini, man. He's a magician with this stuff. Like he does everything.
I love that.
From the guitar, the mixing, the mastering. So he did everything for us, and like he really made Rennie's vocal fit in with all of our sound. So the mix that he did really just all blended and connected in just because Chunky's Chunky.
Okay, so you recorded separately. Who sent the first recording of their verse?
Me.
Was it?
Yeah,
No,
I did the-
no, actually.
Chorus, verse, and then you sent back
That's
a
right.
verse and a chorus, and then the chorus, two hooks were different, and then I had an idea of like, why don't we blend both of them?
Yeah,
So I had-
yeah, that's it.
So the hook that we've written is 50-50 pretty much.
Because I asked that, like, because I have experience when I was doing the rap thing where you send vocals to people and then people send vocals to you. So, and there's some experiences where, like, I'm gonna ask you, Renny, when Melly sent his vocals and his recording, did you change anything on your verse just to try and make it on par with his or even better?
Look, man, every time I come on as a feature, I'm just trying to body the other dude.
Yeah,
That's just what you gotta do,
This
man.
guy.
Like you can't just come onto someone's track and just be a feature.
That's the MC,
I'm trying to be
MC mentality.
I'm
bro.
trying to be Kanye on that Big Sean song.
That's MC. That's
What's
an
that
MC
track?
mentality.
or even Kanye in the
Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Remember that track?
Kanye
That's-
did the same thing on with Jay-Z. He heard Jay-Z's verse on one of his songs. I think is Never Let Me Down or something like that. And then he's like, oh, I gotta one up
Yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
and rewrite his
Nicki
his verse.
Minaj's verse on Monster by Kanye. That's what I was trying to do, man. I'm sorry, Melly, but look.
Didn't work. bro.
Hey,
So
end of the day is we got two hot ass verses, man.
Yeah, man.
you know what? Because he sent me something, and I was like, "Oh, like that happened to me." I was like, "Shit, his verse is too good. I need to fix mine."
Oh, did you fix yours up?
Yeah, I
afterwards?
was like, "Fuck,
And
I
just-
need to do
just
something."
back and forth.
So I was like,
Changing.
"Fuck, I need to do something," and it took me a while, but I'm like, "I think I got it."
I like that. That's very hip hop, right? It's
It's
something
such a
that
hip-hop thing.
like it's a
Hip-hop,
competitive
yeah. That's a
thing,
hip-hop thing.
and I think we've talked about it before on the podcast that it needs to be that creative competitiveness or that friendly competitiveness to bring out the best in people. Because if you guys didn't compete to have the best verse, then you would have just like thrown anything out there, right?
It wasn't more like a competition. It was competition, right? But I felt like that
We're about to start some beef right now.
I didn't want to do. I wanted to do justice to the track, right? And I felt like my verse wasn't on par with Rennie, so it wouldn't have done justice to everything. So, and by me being lacking, like the weakest link, you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? So,
What you mean?
what you mean? What you mean?
What you mean by that, bro?
I mean, not.
So
I'm
who's
not
the weakest link, now out of that?
You twisted my words,
Man, we're all no. End of the day is like this is what we learned about each other actually during this whole process was when it came to background vocals and writing melodies and things like that. You know, I was helping him out as much as I could when it came to the whole promo, marketing, every other aspect of it in terms of like social media. This was the man. So I was trying to get tips from this guy and see what to do and all that. So it really
trying my
worked
best,
like
bro.
back and forth. So we sort of like really bettered ourselves after we dropped it. So,
man. I think that competitive
That's
edge
sick.
makes you better people. Like you learn to push yourself to be a better singer. Not to be content with what you just done. Like, you know what, I could do a better run than I just did just then. Let's try it again. So it's a process that just keeps evolving, and I do like that you mentioned that with this song. It shows that your work ethic is on point, and it's evident with the song. You hear the song and you see how you guys really feel. As I said before, it felt like you were in one room and you wrote it together and you recorded in the same room. That's what it felt like. So
that's
props
dope,
to you
man.
guys for
That's
that.
dope.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks.
I think like, look, we're on the same road to the same destination, but if it ever comes to the time when we both are competing to take number one spot, then we've already made it, man. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna carry each other up, man. That's it. That's the mentality we take.
Yeah, and I think like I'm all for the competitiveness, but also bring someone up with you, rather than being competitive and like trying to throw them to the side. Like, no, I'm the best. I'm better than you. And I want you to be as good as I want you to be better than me, because that's gonna bring me up as well. And we're all gonna build, and we're all gonna grow, and everything's gonna be like the music industry here. I feel in Sydney is lacking with that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to bring.
Love it, man.
Nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that we talk about on the podcast like a lot, that we need to build a community. And I think we talked about it on that the episode with you and with Ajwad.
Shout out to AJ.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah.
I remember him as Ajwad. Ever since I was like, oh, what's your real name, bro? Let's call you by your government name. But yeah, it's about like building that community, building that network, and being around people that like-minded people, being around people that you can build with and come up with. And that's really cool that you guys are trying to do that and add that competitive edge, that you guys make each other better. What was so you mentioned that there were influences in this song. What was the biggest influence, or what was the biggest reference, or maybe your favorite reference in this song that you put in there?
Well, when I went in with Chunky, I think The Light just came out by Ty Dolla $ign. Let's have sex, not without the foreplay. Okay, cool. And I was like, that funky shit, I want that in there. So we put in some chords, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a building. We're building. But once that funky bass came in, and he put that funky bass, I'm like, that's it. This is what we need to do. Yeah. So we changed it like about, by the time I sent it to him, I already changed it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, nah, it's not it. It's not it. And then like a progression of any song, you write the lyrics, put the melodies down. Once your vocals sit into that track, you go and do some post-production stuff. So you add a little bit of things here, take things out. You're like, oh, how does it sound this way? How does it sound that way? And when I was really happy with it, we just settled. So, but definitely Ty Dolla $ign, that old school funky 80s bass was where it was at. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I've got old school on rotation. I'm actually listening to So Fresh, if you guys remember So Fresh. I'm talking like 90s to 2000. And it's just a compilation. Some genius made it on Spotify.
The compilation CDs.
Yeah, those
Did you get it
compilation
from Spotify?
Yeah.
Sanity?
The CDs, right? Yeah.
I used to cop them from Sanity all the time,
Sanity,
bro. Like this was, I was waiting for the seasons one. Man,
I remember those, man.
someone did us all a favor and just put like 10 years worth, 4 seasons, all into one playlist. I've been bumping it for like the past 2 weeks. I'm not even done yet.
Yeah, because So Fresh was the playlist before the playlist.
Oh yeah, man, big time. And I'm always like playing that kind of stuff. I can't even give you guys one sort of influence that really helps me with my verse, but I was really sort of trying to break it down, be a bit smoother with my stuff, and less of that like triplet sort of flow, and like just
it does take it back to the 90s age of R&B.
Yeah.
Definitely like 112 vocal sort of that vibe.
Yeah.
So like is are you guys gonna be working together in the future, or is this like a one-off thing and you're just gonna do your solo stuff, or are you gonna be like the Casey or JoJo of 2020 or something?
I went on you, dog. Yeah, I'm happy to always collab, man. We made a good team, so I think we have a bond that will mad connection and friendship now, which I feel like future projects will be even better.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm now that I feel like Melkior did me a big favor on this one, because now that I've changed the name over to Renny, I needed some sort of kick to really get the recognition of that new name and the new project. And
You're slowly cutting your name. You're gonna be Ren.
it's gonna be Ren. It's gonna be 2 N's for
R.
And then
It's gonna
and then
be
before
R.
you know, it's just gonna be.
because that's the sound he'll make. So that's gonna make, what the fuck?
What's that sound, man? So yeah,
We are mumble.
Imagine that. If you can pull that off and get a whole crowd, a whole stadium just to say that, the roll their tongue, the roll their R.
that's a cult right there, bro.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
You put the R in R&B, bro.
Let me think about that real quick.
Just don't make it like a growl, because otherwise you'll be ripping off Tiger.
That's true. He's onto something. Now look, now that I'm sort of here with this first single under Renny, definitely looking to release singles over the next couple of months.
Yeah, man.
Consecutively, and you know, just trying to be consistent with it, and definitely we both had an idea in mind, you know, just to sort of put out a track at some point, but where that sits in the list of releases, not sure yet. I'm sort of trying to show off more of this 80s 90s sound myself, so I've got to sort of start putting out some solo stuff first, and then
Yeah,
I'm
I think
gonna hit my boy up.
that would be ideal for you anyway as an artist. So you've got a collab now, and I feel that the people should get at least, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 tracks of yourself. No collabs, nothing, just you. Establish that and then start working on that collab sort of game again.
So
you know,
when you created this song, was this the first? Was this like the track that you wanted to create and that was the first go, or did you go through different type of ideas? Did you bounce ideas off? It's like, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, maybe it should be a bit more higher tempo, or was this just like first go, first in, first go?
I think with "Wanna Make You Feel Good," when I first heard it, I was like, I'm just gonna go with this, and I'll write to this. I did one thing, and I just sort of like did a little cut in the track, so then that way I could just sort of highlight my vocals a little bit. But otherwise, it was the way it was, and then Chunky just kept building on it, and he kept adding to it. But in my mind, I wasn't thinking of like any other tracks. I mean, Melkior kept, you know, he sent through a couple of tracks for me to listen to, but those were his songs. He just wanted to just share it.
see what vibes were there, what you were thinking, and whatnot. And I, like I said before, I sent "Want to Make You Feel Good" to Renny. I'd already sort of established what it was going to be, personally for my own brand, and then knowing that he could jump on that and just kill it, because that would work in with him as well.
Love it.
So I didn't want him to sort of worry about the production side of stuff, more just focus on his vocal, lyrics, melody, and try and gel that and blend it together. And I think it worked out well. It took a while, like they say timing is everything. So this track was made maybe a year ago, like the first draft. So,
Okay.
you know, and then we just sort of built on that. And after about 6 months, we're like, okay, this is what it's going to be, solid. And we went and recorded the vocals properly. And then now we're here.
I love it. So it has a. This process was going for a year,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's a good thing that you give that insight.
I like-
Sorry, go ahead, Nats.
No, I was gonna say, man, like I'm learning a lot, which is amazing. That's what like the cheat code is about, right? We learn a lot from our guests, man. That's
Getting
why
them
I
cheat
love that you
codes.
were on the show, Renny, last time as well. And now you're back again. I'm just like, man, gems, bro. He just keeps coming with these gems. It's brought it for along, and now you got this track going. It's dope. What I want to say, this it's amazing seeing the progression of a track. It really brings me back when I used to make music. I love that, like sending a draft with an empty verse, seeing who vibes with it, who's not, the back and forth, seeing where it goes. Sometimes you drop something, it's not even like you didn't really think anything of it, but then someone else will be like Raph will be like, dude, that's fucking dope. I got a chorus for this, and then you build something, and you get to that point, you've got a solid track where you're here now. Did you guys ever, I guess, arriving to the point that you knew, like, all right, we're doing this, we're gonna have a completed track soon? You're getting towards that point. You've always reached that point. Did you guys, I guess, put together a moving forward plan, or is it more of just like, let's drop it, see where it goes, or is there like a I guess what do you call it though? Like a marketing run, or like a press run type thing?
Promotion.
Is that
PR
what
sort of thing?
Is it? I'd really love to hear like, what's your like how do you guys tackle that? Because I think that's really important. Because a lot of artists, they just kind of drop something, see where it goes, but they don't realize, getting the track done is half the journey, right? The next half is
that's nothing.
What's the point if people aren't gonna hear it? You know what I'm saying? I love that. I've only met you, Melkior, and just hearing that you're a bit of a marketing business guy, and I know Renny is that mindset as well.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really good insight just to see how you guys are gonna tackle this moving forward as well.
I think
You guys wanna
just to add to your question as well, like it's great having that insight that you guys had this journey of this track. Like I feel like, I mean, sometimes for me, I feel like as soon as I create a track, I just have to put it out there, right? Or like some creators they just have to like put it out there because they're really excited for people to hear it.
Yeah.
But just jumping onto Nats's question, let us know, like, what was that process like when you guys had finished that song? How did you then go about planning the release
rollout?
and all that stuff?
feature. The rollout, that's the word.
Man, like before we dropped this track, I was pretty much experimenting on my own, like just doing exactly what Nats was saying, just releasing tracks here and there, and also trying to find my sound, because going through every single artist name and project, I was sort of figuring out what actually works, what doesn't work, what kind of reception I would get. And now that I'm here, after hanging out with the DMCs and doing gigs and stuff, I realize this is the look that I want to go for, the sound I want to go for, what I want to be known for. And it just so happened that Melkior sent through the track, and I was like, this is perfect, let's go with this. And
Nice.
It's given me, like, after this release, it's given me a lot of clarity in terms of what I need to do coming up to the release. And it's no longer just hyping it up on my Facebook status. I really got to put in a lot of effort and look into different ways of releasing and anticipating, do I send it to these guys first? Do I hit up a bunch of influencers, see what they think, and then see where we can go from there. But this actually came, all these questions and curiosity came after the release. And I'm thinking now, what am I going to do next that's going to, take it a step up above what Want to Make You Feel Good did. So yeah, I mean, Melkior was he was the one who was really sort of driving the PR side of it. So
yeah, like I'll be honest, like when I make a track, the same thing. I get excited. I'm like, fuck, this needs to go out now.
The worst thing you do is I'm gonna upload it, drop it, and just keep refreshing and see like how many views I get.
Like we live in an age now where everything is digital, everything is online, and the music industry's changed. So it used to be you get working, you grind, you get a mixtape, give it to a DJ. If they play it, label wants you, pretty much, because DJs were Spotify, were the playlists, were the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Gatekeepers.
Labels now, I think it's way better to do it independent, personally, because you own your own stuff, you own your own masters, you can decide when you want to drop, you can decide your marketing plan, all that stuff. But it's very important for artists, especially now, to realize, like you said, music is just one section. It's like 25% of what you have to do. You got to know your branding, you got to go to your marketing, you have to know your story, your vision, what you want to do with people and how to affect them, and how you're going to get that across, from everything, from color schemes to the artwork, to what your logo is.
Choosing which podcast you want to be a guest
choosing
on.
which podcast you want to be the guest on.
You made
Obviously
a very
the
good
best
choice
ones.
as well.
Obviously
Yeah.
the best ones.
only the best
I
ones.
think I'd be wasting my time.
No, like got to get up
the
and
way
everything.
you dress, like everything,
Yeah.
right? You have to have that really cemented. And a rollout is not, I made a track, I'm going to drop it, see how it goes. It's months of planning. So you got to get content, create content for months, and then there's a month afterwards too. But a lot of people don't realize, like, investing in yourself is the most important thing, right? So it's going to be expensive. That's music. That's what you want to do. It's like any business. You have to put money in to grow with anything. So like just like working and saving a little bit to the side really helps out with all that stuff. If you can't do everything yourself, if you can't do the graphics yourself, if you can't get photos done yourself for free, like the cheapest way. But the marketing is very important. PR is very important. So finding people that can fit into your team and really connect with your vision. They're not trying to fuck with your vision. They're like, I like what this is. Yeah. This really works. Let's try and push this as much as possible. And that's very hard here. Even for PR, man. Like I've hit up that many Australian PR companies just for a single campaign. And like it's ridiculous to even get a reply if they don't know you. And you're asking for a quote. You're not asking for free stuff. I'm like, hey, I just want to get a quote. You know, what can we do with this? Do you like it? Some people are like, yeah, I really love it, but it's not my genre. I'm not going to do it justice. I'll give you another name. And then you just go in circles. It's tail chasing. And it's consistency and persistence. And it's always going to be no, what the fuck, no, until someone goes, dope, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I think I found someone that really helps out with that marketing side, especially with the DSP stuff. And then now it's just about building around that to see how we can like really expand and make the best out of the situation, right?
Nice. I love how you brought up outsourcing. Like sometimes you can't do everything yourself.
You can't.
And then sometimes when you try to do everything yourself, your energy is spread really thin, and then you won't be able to focus on what you're really mainly want to do, which is the music, right?
What your strength, you got your strength,
So focus on your strengths and get
outsource what you lack. Outsource.
I'm still trying to build up my strength in my own creativity. I got no time to learn how to take photos myself, how to edit shit. I got no time to learn what's a graphic thing.
Photoshop.
You do Photoshop. That's the one.
And Illustrator.
Man, I've got a
Photoshop's hard, man.
So by the time I've got studio days in between my full-time job, which I have to go to because I have to pay a mortgage, because I have to pay this and that, like that shit's hard enough to try and organize that timing-wise as well with creatives. Because the amount of times you can book a session, they'll be like, shit, something came up, sorry. Or this has gone too long. And I'm like, okay, no worries, next time, blah, blah, blah. And it just drags out. If you don't have every day free to do shit, it's just timing. Yeah. So don't beat yourself up.
Time's important, man. Time's limited.
And I feel like, don't beat yourself up. A lot of people will get caught up in that, like, oh, I feel like nothing's happening. I'm not doing anything. But if you put in plan every day, you wake up and say, okay, today, what am I going to do that I didn't do yesterday? And tick it off. Even if it's 2 or 3 things, at least you feel like you have achieved something for your day and you're moving forward in that career. Because music can be a very, like, vortex thing. It's very, the vision is there, but you don't see the ending. Yeah.
I love that, man.
I like how you brought that up, man, because it's like, it just really goes to show how important planning and preparation is for music, especially because you're doing this. You're not doing it because you have to. It's like, no, I want this type thing. It's not like someone's forcing you to do it. You gotta set your aims, your targets, and you gotta set the parameters to make sure you reach those. There's actually a particular reason I brought this particular question up, because I'm gonna share something with you guys, and it's either you already implement this or you might learn something as well. So obviously with cheat coders, we want to share our stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys already do this, but it might be good to reiterate. I'm gonna bring up just an example. Do you guys know Russ, the rapper?
Yep.
Now specifically Melkior, are you a fan of Russ?
Well, I never really jumped into his music as a total fan, but I appreciate his work. I really like his new stuff that he just dropped, especially like that 3 a.m. with Ty. That was sick. And I know that he's done like most of the projects on his own, so his work ethic is nuts. Next level. His writing is great. The lyrics are like, the melodies and lyrics are great, but I never really got into him.
That's dope.
So
I want to touch on that real quick. You don't have to get into him.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really into him at first as well. I actually didn't really like him at first. The only time I really got into him was when I watched a podcast with him and Joe Budden. I highly recommend it. You guys,
I love Joe Budden.
I got inspired, and I don't even make music, but I was inspired to like, fuck, I want to do something. And the one thing, I'm not bringing up Russ just because he is Italian from Sicily as well. I didn't make the connection there. I'm just saying.
What do you mean?
But like,
my God.
I didn't bring it just coincidentally, but like I'm just saying, like you have like a similar cadence to him, like when he speaks. So it just I was like, oh yeah, Russ, he's cool. But the thing is, with work ethic with
You're cool
Russ, that
because
really
you like
stood
Russ.
out.
Thank you.
This guy's he's a his work ethic is second to none in terms of one thing that he did that really sprung out to me, and I feel like it was similar to your situation. When Russ knew he had a bunch of singles, he knew like these were gems, and he had that same exact excitement that was like, I want to put it out because you know when you got something, we've all been there, right? It's like, fuck, I've got something. You just want to push it out the gate straight away. But then there's also that force of you trying to hold back as well. It's like, wait, and that may have been like, maybe I want to get Renny into it. Maybe I want to add a bit more. It could be a bit better. So you're like doing this half balance type thing, and you get to that point. Like I want to share the story with Russ. Apparently, some of his top singles that were like charting, same scenario. He had those songs made 2 years ago, fully completed, but he waited a year because he said, wait, like what's the hurry? What's the rush? Like I know I've got something here. I'm gonna hold on to it. And then in between that, he dropped a few more things. And his work ethic is insane. How he started was dropping mixtapes every month. So imagine 12 months in a year. Every month he drops a mixtape, 10 tracks. He saw a trend that all 10 tracks, the top song would always be the first song. Why is that? It's purely because that's what you look at, and it'll start getting lower towards the bottom. He's like, why am I putting so much effort into doing these fucking full compilations? I can't make a mixtape in a year, bro. This guy's doing it every month. He changed up his whole thing. He's like, look, let me work smarter. He does one album, maybe 12 tracks. Now his mindset is I'm gonna drop a track a fucking month instead of an album. Because if the first one's just gonna get the hits anyway, that's the one with the attention. Why am I wasting all this energy on all this other content? So what that was his trend and how he got the consistency. And the same thing with you guys, what you're mentioning is like the whole build up your content first, then you think of a plan, then have a rollout. Like just so it's not like you put it out and then like, oh, I got nothing. I'll be back in like 5 months or something. Something crazy like that. And one thing like I always try and push to my mates, especially like in our circle as well. Like you got this piece of content, yeah, and this is why I asked the question, because I was wondering like if you guys maybe considered this or you're already doing it. But the way to look at content is sometimes people drop a single and then they're already thinking about the next single. But then you sort of forget there's so much you can push out of this one piece of content. Like this thing is fucking gold. This is yours, original. And so many times things get thrown out there. Yeah, it's just like, there it is, next one. Before it gets traction, there's this YouTuber, I'll share it with you guys later. His name's Damien Keys, and I follow this guy religiously because what he always promotes and challenges his people with is like, you get one piece of content and he'll say like, I can give you 20 pieces of content from this. Like he'll squeeze 20 pieces, like you can make 20 releases for this one song. And it just like, this is the creative part, man. This is like where the artistry comes. That's almost a challenge, right? Like, are your minds like buzzing right now? Like, fuck, I never thought about that. Maybe I can like, what else can we do with this? And like, just off the top, like an acoustic version on YouTube, a video, maybe a live performance video, maybe a write-up. Like, you know, this stuff you guys are talking about? What about a fucking blog with an interview and you guys talk about the fucking process, how you guys met? Maybe a lyrical breakdown where it has the insights of you talking. Maybe a fucking interview where literally they drop like a bar or a line that you guys really like, yeah, at the time I was thinking this, and it's sort of just this one piece of content. You're working a bit smarter in the sense like, fuck, now I've got to think of another song, because making a song is hard. It's very underrated to make a very good song. If you can agree, like some people can put out songs, but to really make a good song, we all know it takes a lot of effort. Like sometimes it's catching that lightning in a bottle. Like it just happened to be like, oh yeah, this is good, and that synergy happens. But I think a lot of people, artists sometimes tend to forget like there's so much you can make out of that one piece. And I was just like thinking, like, have you guys ever thought of that, or like, is there anything coming like in terms of the rollout or? Sorry, I just went on a
I
fucking.
like
What was the question?
I get fucking passionate about this shit, bro. I get fucking passionate
Say
about
it again.
it.
I lost you at Russ.
I like how it turned into.
Dude, Russ was there. He's like, I'm done.
I've
Sorry about
lost you at
Russ.
Russ.
I like how this turned into a production meeting for you guys.
And
as
I
well.
love
like,
Rust.
This is now like into
No, because I fucking
so-
because
I love
fucking
Russ.
like I tell you now, I wasn't a big fan of Russ, but like his work ethic is what I love about him.
Yeah.
Like he fucking played the system.
And he'll scrap with you
knew.
if
He
you're
looked at it. It's like,
talking
all right,
shit.
it's different now. It's pretty much the same shit you guys are saying in that sense. I just sort of added on, like
Yeah.
you know, I'm
Yeah.
not telling
So-
you what to do. I'm just sort of here's another perspective kind of thing.
So I guess to rephrase
Anyway.
Nats's question is like, have you guys thought about more content around this song?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yes.
Yes.
We definitely have. We definitely have.
100%.
Yeah, that's why these guys are here. They're promoting
we,
the song through the podcast. So
That's it, man.
that's already one piece of content
That's
right
phase
there.
one, bro. That's phase one. Now, look, we had a couple of ideas in mind, and it's a lot of it was sort of sitting on the idea, waiting a couple of days, and sort of really trying to think about it over a little bit of time. So, you know, everyone thinks in different ways and like different places too. Like you might just have your best thoughts in the shower when you're just having a shower. You might have like, you know, just before you fall asleep or whatever. Who knows? But like, say with even just like something as small and simple as the artwork of the actual single.
Yeah.
That for us was
100%,
like
yeah.
a month or 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a
Just
lot
going
of
back
back
and
and forth
forth.
with us, and we was like, okay, this looks like the one. Let's sit on it for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's
see what we
always about
think.
seeing that.
And we kept saying the same thing over and over, and that's where we ended up with what we have now. On top of that, you know, there's like all sorts of things like promo videos, music videos, sort of like really trying to gauge like what's trending on social media, like say TikTok and all that stuff. Like, you know, we're really looking to like trying to get people like say people I know, who do TikTok dances and all that stuff.
Rennie's
Like,
got an OnlyFans going.
Hey,
oh yeah, hey,
only
that's the one, boys. That's the one. It's check it out, bro. So-
Rennie Pimp.
Yeah, man. Look, it's
yeah.
all sorts of social media, and we're just trying to tap in to, you know, make sure that we're getting to every sort of market that we can. You know, even like, say for example, like different music listeners who listen to EDM. For example, we got people who listen to EDM, but also might just like this song because it sounds good.
Get an EDM remix.
Yeah, not like
Yeah.
closing off any
options.
Yeah. Not saying like this is just R&B, so only R&B people are going to listen to it. Only these people are going to like it. You never know. It could be like you could make someone like R&B from listening to your song, you know. But like there's things like a remix maybe in the works, a bunch of Sydney artists to jump on, you know, and different ideas. Like I've tried to organize like little videos here and there, and just stuff's fallen through, but it's been a constant thing, especially just before we released. Like for like 3 weeks, I didn't stop. I was like, I need this, I need that, I need this. Talking to videographers, talking to this, talking to people with fashion, just everything. Just trying to get as much as I can. And it's always, like I said, it's like no's. So you do get burnt out a little bit, but it's all about sitting back and just like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? So I think we're just going to let this one ride for a month, see what the numbers do.
Yep.
See how people perceive it, and then figure out from there.
Yeah. And another
What's
thing,
going on?
there's things that you can't control. Like you could leave this song in a month, and then next year the listeners start coming in, and then that's when another wave of people come through, and then the song kind of builds more attention. Yeah. That kind of happens to a lot of artists. Like, you know, like they make a song probably like from 3 years ago, and then 3 years later they have a second wave of it popping. And the good thing about being an independent artist and owning your own shit is that you don't have people breathing down your neck, giving you deadlines, and you get to control that and give it your thoughts, and continually just being more creative to create more ways to show people your track.
Exactly. And you don't have to get that clearance of the creativity, because like if you're with a label, they own 50% of your master, so you're always going to be like, this is what I want to do, and they're like, no, this is what we should do. Yeah. So Someone can come and say, "Can I use your track for a video that I want to do?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, use it." I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, every opportunity is a
Right,
chance
that's
to
an-
give
exactly.
more ears onto your product.
Exactly.
Like, say if a
If it
popular
definitely- if
TV
it-
show or web series want to use your track,
Yeah.
that gives you a way different audience than you did last year.
Yeah.
So
And definitely if it fits in your brand as well, like just jump at it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that'll be like, no,
Yeah.
closed off from that. And I think like any opportunity is good.
yeah, don't
Absolutely.
once you stop promoting your song, don't think of it as that'll be the last time you hear from it. I'm moving on to another thing because it'll pop up again. Like that's the best thing about music and original music as
That's-
well. Yeah.
I think one of the interesting things is once you've already released a song, you've listened to this like 400,000 times before anyone else, right?
Mm.
So for you, it's old. So you like get over it. You're like, oh, it's old now. Especially if you try to push it for like 6 months, you're like, okay, what's next? It's old now. But there'll always be someone that hasn't heard it, so it's new to them.
There's always a new
Right.
first impression.
And I want to take a moment to.
We always.
Yeah, I was gonna say like let's take a moment to like listen to it for the 400,000th
Yeah.
first time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Let's play the track real quick,
Yeah. Throw that on.
and then we'll jump back into the interview. But let's all have a listen to, if I remember the thing again.
W.M.Y.F.G.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Yeah, it has that like that 90s like drum beat. Dum, dum.
Recognize your vibe
Sing it, bro. Sing it.
all night.
Bro.
My man.
Keep going.
Ass fat like she from Havana. We
Hey.
hit up El Camino for some Mexicana. Said
You
she
know
wants
you
some
gotta
margaritas with a side of Melly. Yeah. Mommy had me and my feelings heavy. Oh, did I forget to mention? Back at the crib, I'ma have you dripping. Don Corleone, I relieve your stresses. I know I've been the drug that you missing, baby. Girl, when we make good love all night and you ride it, I'ma have you feeling alright. Deep inside it,
Exclusive.
gripping on the sheets while I eat you right. Say you wanna bring a friend, I could call Renny, maybe he could slide through. Let's go.
Hey, girl, I'm here. It's no obligation.
That you want it, baby.
I take care of all your frustrations. I recognize your vibe. Work you out all night. I just wanna make you feel good. Now I've been on the southeast shit, and I'ma fly you out this weekend so I can put in work on that body. Oh, it's so exotic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Young Sif about to write up a thesis.
Yes.
I play the head game, you think I was a genius? I'll leave you laying on the bed, speechless.
Let's go.
Just linked up with Melly, peep this. Won't you break it down for me tonight? I'll slip the 90s right between your thighs.
Let's go.
That's
know
hard,
that you
bro.
like
That's
that,
hard.
baby.
See, I know.
Renny go deep like the
So get
Navy.
ready.
Don't you ever forget that for you I'ma touchdown safely.
Let's let her rock. Let her rock.
Boy.
I want to make you feel good. It's Melkior and Renny.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yo,
Renny
yo,
and Melkior singing their latest track, W.M.Y.F.G. I need to.
Hey.
I want to make you feel good. I always
man.
have to have trouble remembering the abbreviation, but
So if you need to put some 90s between someone's thighs, and
You know,
going deep like the
that
Navy,
line is the best. The
Lion, bro.
line is the
Listen
best.
to this song.
I was like,
Find it on Spotify. Find it on anything that you listen to your music to.
Back to
And
the
hopefully we get more content from it. Hopefully you get a music video from it.
Yeah,
Let's just keep
Yo.
this thing going. Because this is
that was
such a
amazing,
dope
guys.
track,
You could-
man.
that was like impromptu performance.
That's
yeah, sorry.
Renny and Melkior.
That's deep,
Don't
like-
apologize, man. That was amazing. That was amazing.
that's
Wow.
that's deep like the Navy.
Deep like the Navy. Absolutely.
I caught it, bro. I caught it, man. I was like, damn, Renny going in. He's going in.
and like
I love it, man.
like Nats was saying earlier, you guys have dropped so much gems, like so many gems on this episode. I feel like the listeners have gotten a lot of insight into the creation and the release of a song, just from this particular interview. But what is one thing that you, each of you would say, is the biggest thing, like biggest piece of advice that you would give to someone when trying to like release a song, or like what have you learned in this entire process that you would give advice to someone?
Well, first of all, like thank you so much, guys. It's a blessing to be here for the second time.
You know what the cheat code is?
Seriously, man, like this is so nice to be able to sort of like really flesh things out, you know, especially like with this particular project. And like, man, you guys bring a whole different angle from like, I can't even predict what kind of questions you guys are going to ask. That's the best part about this. Throughout the process, in terms of like what kind of advice I would give to someone, is really understand how, or try your best to understand how the music industry works. It's not like Melkior said, it's not the way that it used to be. People consume music differently now. You got to think about lifestyle. You got to think about accessibility. You know, how much time people have on their hands, you know, and we really only get to sort of capture a small moment of someone's time each day. And you got to try and sort of really be able to penetrate that deep, like the Navy.
Like the Navy.
Like the, you know, you gotta really try and
Go
make
into
that
the deep ocean.
That's it, bro. You gotta make that mark,
Swim
bro.
right in.
Swim right in, like real wet, like when Melly made it, bro. Like just right in there. Look, man.
Like the Navy.
Look, you gotta really try your best to make your mark in the time that these guys have in their day. And you know, it's hard nowadays, especially if everyone's working all the time and everyone's got weird schedules and stuff. But yeah, really try and do your best to do research in you know how you're going to release things, because you can't just release something and all of a sudden get, you know, millions of hits unless you just go viral by, you know,
it's a slim chance.
by coincidence. Yeah, there's a very slim chance. So don't disappoint yourself by doing that. You know, it's something that I've really learned over the years, and I guess in a way, you know, I've taken my time. The past 6 years have been me experimenting on how to sort of release projects, when, and things. And now I feel like I've gained a lot more clarity after dropping this single.
Yep.
That's my piece of advice.
Nice. How about you, Melly?
Yeah, I think just a recap of what Rennie's saying, like it's so fast paced now, so you really have to ensure that you've got something that is catchy enough that will grab people in. And I think also just be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with everything. And there's always learning experience, right?
Yep.
So every day you're learning something different. You always want to try, just for me, like I always want to try and improve on myself somehow, even if it's just minuscule, but it's something that I've done. So like patience is key, especially when it comes to finding out who you are as an artist yourself, finding out what sound works best for you. And it's trial and error, and it's just on and on and off and on. And you might be off for that long that one day it just clicks and that's it, and you know. But just be patient with yourself. Don't get disappointed or disheartened. And that's, I think, one of the biggest keys where people sort of think, shit, things aren't happening for me. I've done this for so long, blah, blah, blah. But just try and tweak it to where it's a touch different. And that might open up something else.
I like it. I like it a lot. So many gems. So many gems.
I want to sidetrack from the gems and end this podcast on a very super light note. And we got you guys, the R&B smooth talkers. I want to take it back to when people back in the days used to have voicemails with R&B music, and they would put their voice on.
I was looking at that today.
And then how they would just seduce, but at the same time be like, you missed a call, like leave a message after the beep. So I want to get used to actually I want Don to be on this too, because he's a singer as well. I want you guys to, I'm gonna play a song. Yeah, everyone knows this song, and then I want you guys to we'll start off with Melly to give a voicemail message to the people that missed your call. Okay, and you have to be really seductive. Give your best lines out.
Just do you, bro. You do.
We'll see what comes out.
Right, so ready? So ring. I missed the call, and here we go.
Yo, it's Melly. I'm sorry that I missed your call today, but I promise you, call me back, girl. We're gonna have a great time together. Cause close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candlelight, and I'll be there for you, baby. Always. Love.
All right. I like that. Okay,
It started off real slow.
The temperature just went straight up, man.
All right, so Renny, it's your turn. So I'm gonna give you the same song, and let's see what you come up with. Okay? And ring, 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 ring. Oh damn it! I missed the call.
It was good, Pumpkin Spice. I'm so sorry that I missed your call. I was just on my way home picking up some cheese fondue for two. Get them strawberries involved too, baby. I got that ice cream. And I just want you to do one thing. I don't even need to sing it because I know you're ready for me. Put on those beautiful two-piece right there, waiting for me in the bed that I bought for you. I know you like that shit, baby. Call me 1-800.
Just call
905.
She just got
OnlyFans.
So I want to know, like, if your mum called you and missed, that was the voicemail, like.
All right.
That'd be awkward.
All right.
How do I follow that? How do I follow either of those?
Like,
Like,
done. So I'll play the song.
Yeah, done.
All right. Ring, 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 ring.
I could have fucked with this one.
oh my god.
I'm joking. I'll put you off. All right, here we go.
Oh man.
That was so good.
All right. Hey,
Do the Philippine accent.
hold up. You've reached the voicemail of Don Doing Stuff. What's doing, girl? You know what to do. Just leave a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. In the meantime, listen to the boy. I don't know, man.
You missed it.
Oh my gosh.
I was waiting for
I'm
the
sorry.
music to dim
I'm
down,
sorry, I'm
and I was
sorry.
like,
I'm sorry.
I was waiting for you to go,
That was dope.
you know, what's doing? Next thing is going to be me. You had that, man. That was in the bag.
The pun.
Yeah,
Missed opportunity.
missed opportunities, absolutely.
All right, Nats.
I mean, again, I don't know how I could have followed the
Yo.
two of you guys,
man, I had no idea what I was saying.
but listen to all of the listeners out there. If you guys want voicemails, like recorded, personalized voicemails from either Renny or Melkior,
$1.50.
yeah, yeah,
Hold on.
absolutely,
Jackie.
or even me if that's what you want, or even Nats or Raf, hit us up, slide into our DMs,
Yeah, boy.
and we can, we'll definitely make you feel good.
Ooh.
All right.
Damn.
I love that. So where can they find the song?
Yo, you know what it is.
Hey.
Now, I want to make you feel good is on all platforms, all DSPs,
Beautiful.
wherever you feel like most comfy,
Yeah, I get that.
whatever your vice is, anywhere.
Where can they find you guys?
Legit. Yo, do you want to go first,
Now
big
you
boy?
can find me in the Southwest,
Hey.
but on social media you can find me
Deep like
at
that name.
midnight.renny. So that's
Southwest.
MIDKNIGHT.RENNY.
Nice.
And you got me. I'm Melkior. I am MELKIOR. That's my Insta. But if you put in that on Facebook, Twitter, you'll find me anywhere. So
Love it.
all over the gram, though.
Love it.
Amazing,
All right.
nice.
Cool. All right. I think we'll just skip this Chico the stash part. It's just I think the episode's gone.
Yeah, I think all good. But
Yeah.
thank you guys so much
I think it'll be like 3 hours.
for being on the episode.
Thanks, guys.
And sharing with us the process to creating the song.
Insights.
Yo.
Insight into like the release of the song. I feel like our listeners out there would have gotten so many gems out of